Hello, the internet, and welcome back to the stream. It is Saturday, the 1st of June, 2019, and today I'll be live for 30 minutes. It's one of those streams that falls on a 10th stream number, hence the 30. That means it's an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, and this is what excites me like nothing else. It's the day we open up that bottle of Jack. I am super pumped to learn about this bottle, to enjoy this bottle, to share this bottle with you, the givers. And yes, as Stalker Boulder in the chat did suggest earlier, thanks for being there super early, buddy. It is 9 a.m. here in Australia, and it's an unusual time to be enjoying an alcoholic beverage, but that's the nature of the game when you're playing the internet machine. Time zones, parts of the world, the way it all kind of fits together. It's early for me, it could be late for you, and I always say that the point of these streams is that we are going to take them from this time all the way through eventually to 9 p.m. my time. So in years to come from here, when my streams are like 8 hours long and we're doing a Jack opening, we'll be opening it, for me anyway, after midday. It's just that these are happening to be right now that I can still taste toothpaste in my mouth. All right, look, let's go back up to the chat. I want to say hello to everybody because we have had a lot of crew there from the very beginning. Like I said, Stalkerbottle was in the house very, very early. Beep boop, he said, an hour before the stream began. This is going to be interesting. In all honesty, Jack's for breakfast is not recommended in my books. An omelette maybe, yeah, true. Then I went outside and checked the surf. It looks like it's going to be a good surf here today. I might go in for a wave afterwards. Stalkerbot's got a graphics card that died. That's not cool, man. Looking further down, we had Stephen jump in. Stephen's got a link there for Act of Peace, the ration challenge. Okay, that happens on the 1st of July. I'll have a look at that link afterwards, eh? And then Tim Arkskog jumped in the house. Hello, peoples. Having a friendly chit chat. Let's actually bring up the chat. I haven't brought it up yet for you guys. Then we had Stalker Boulder in the house. Angus Ferguson. G'day, Angus. How you going, man? Good to see you, buddy. Hope your brother's doing well as well. Mewtube in the house. How you going, buddy? Michael there. Edie Murphy. Edie, thanks for the super chat. She gave a super chat well in advance of this stream beginning, and she didn't leave a question. It's an AMA, or she did leave a question elsewhere, but if you do super chat, that totally gives you extra props to have a question because it'll stay up there and I'll see it. You can definitely put questions in this chat, but I might not see them. But if you do make a super chat, put a question in as well. But thank you anyway, Edie Murphy. I appreciated that. Beyond Beauty in the house. G'day, Beyond Beauty. Mark the Traveller. How you going, Mark the Traveller? Did a little guest with him this week on his channel talking about all kinds of things to do with YouTube and negativity. It was fun. I enjoyed it. If you didn't see it, go over and have a look. Go and hit the 3 little dots on Mark the Traveller and you will see his channel where that stream was. And he says it's 6 p.m. Friday. Exactly. Where he is, 6 p.m. in the evening makes Jack Daniels drinking completely fine. Nothing wrong with a 9 a.m. drink, says Mewtube. A toothpaste Jack Daniels cocktail sounds a bit rough. Well, I can still taste that sort of toothpastey flavour, but I've washed my mouth a few times. And Eddie Murphy says, guitar time, yeah. Cash for commenting, Tim Arskog says. Cash for commenting. Oh, that's in regards to the super chats. Not really, man. That's just the way it goes. My chat's lucky it doesn't pop off so fast. But if you had 400 people in here and they're all popping off questions, if you do put a super chat, obviously it stays there longer. There's more chance I'll see it. But you can call it cash for commenting, Uncle Tim, if you wish. I'll tell you what, though, I do want to bring up Outdoor Man with a Van because I know Stephen asked this last week, how long is it going to be before you start streaming? I came across a small I came across a small issue and I have to get a roof rack to resolve it. These antennas I put on, not strong enough. So I've got to get a roof rack and I've bought one and it's coming. And anyway, I don't want to blow my steam here. Before we jump across to Outdoor Man with a Van, Pete R says, G'day Pete, how you going? Mark the Traveller says, I'm doing part 2 soon and 2 special lives on Sunday. Oh, cool, man. That's great. And Tim's just joking. Nice to see. All right. Let's catch up with Stevan. Welcome to episode 27 of Outdoor Man with a Van. How would you mount this camera? How would you mount that in here? First of all, I got to show you this, right? I've got to show you what I'm talking about. Let me take a photograph of what I've got here, and I will then put that into the video, and then you can see what I'm talking about. But let's come in here, and I've got an idea. My plan initially was to have some kind of dash mount which I could sit just here. Unfortunately, no one manufactures a decent, well, not even a decent, just anything that you could mount right here. But what there are many, many, many varieties of is suction mounts. So you can get a suction mount pretty much for anything. I picked up one which I think is going to be suitable. Now this is a 3-way suction cup. It sucks 3 ways. The reason I've got 3 ways is obviously because I've got a lot of weight going on up here. Obviously not going to need the Joby GorillaPod, but I've got the VideoMic Pro Plus, the lens, and the body of this GH5. I'm not going to just stick this sucker onto the glass. I'm going to glue the sucker onto the glass. Off to the left of Steve Van, over here. Like that. I know what you're gonna say. Don't super glue that on, just use the suction cups. In my mind, I don't trust those suction cups. I just don't trust them. They always fall off. So I'm gonna get that, you know, $2 super glue you get from Woolies or whatever. And I'm gonna glue these suckers on. Now, if you have a better method that I'm not thinking of in order to do this, please let me know. And while you're thinking about that, let's go back to the live stream. Welcome. Well, that sucked. That was almost a small fail on my behalf. I thought, in my mind, I made that video on Wednesday for up this coming weekend, and I thought I was talking about the antenna roof rack change, but I wasn't. I was talking about the 3-way suction cup. So my bad. I probably should have rewatched that before we ran it. I've messed that up. But what do you think anyway? Is that going to be a problem if I actually stick that on with glue? I think that's the safest, most secure way to mount this camera upside down and have it never fall off. Now, looking back into the chat, Randomness Tube says ignored with a smiley smoking face. Did I ignore a chat from you? I didn't intend to. If I did, my apologies. And Beyond Beauty is talking to Tim. YouTube, it sucks 3 ways, yeah. And Stockerbot is having issues with his internet and his graphics card. Not a good way to be. Sorry to hear that, man. I know your pain, believe me. I know that feeling. Now, look, I could talk and talk again and again and continue to stall with this, but I really want to crack open this Jax before we do anything. It's been 10 weeks since that thing has sat on my shelf. Do you want to do it? I do. I want to get it. I want to show you what this is all about. I want to learn about it with you. This here is Jack Daniel's Legacy Edition #1, and this GH5 may or may not get a focus there. Yeah, there you go. So this is, what I understand, this is rumored to be one of a series of 7. This is the first release. And Mewtube in the chat, who you all well and truly know, congrats on the massive growth this week too, dude. Incredible. He's already had this. He's already enjoyed it. Yeah, Eddie Murphy says, crack it open. Gluing to the windscreen, Tim says, may legally make your van unroadworthy. It may be classed as an obstruction to both vision and a possible issue to passengers should you have a crash. Then the question I have to ask is, what's the difference between suction and glue? Do they know if it's glued? Who knows? But good point, Tim. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, Mewtube already cracked one of these months ago, and I was super jealous of that because I was looking to find this. So I was looking to purchase it, and I couldn't get it in my town, in my area. And then he just put up a random picture of him drinking it. And I was like, what? Where'd you get that from? So this is available globally, but of course, Australia gets things so much later than anywhere else in the world. Now, because it's a limited edition, it is actually just, what we all come and know as regular, what I call regular old number 7. Except that it's bottled at a slightly higher alcohol content. So this is 43% when regular Jack is 40%. And Mewtube says, and he loved it. Yeah. And so this is a throwback to the early 1900s when they had a paper label and it was green and gold. This green and gold trim looks rad, right? It looks schmick, as you would say. And I think they should keep this on the shelves. Now, it did come in a fantastic collector's box here, which just has much more of the same content on it, as you'd imagine. But it's a nice little packaging. And the way I do this is I always buy 2 of each. So I've got a second box, and this one will become a collector's item for me and will stay in my cupboard. Maybe I'll bust it out in like 20 years or something, but this guy more than likely will get finished by the end of the weekend. Is that wrong? So I want to open it, and then we'll get into some Q&A, AMA style. I'm stumbling my words, and I haven't even opened it yet. I don't want to miss the chat though. Pete says, is there a handle on the ceiling of the car you could attach a dope rope safety in case the suction lets loose? There isn't. There is one of those, where's my hand? There is one of those side door mount that I could kind of come across from. I don't know. There is another way of mounting onto the dash without damaging anything. I haven't found one, man. So if you can find one, Tim, let me know. He'll Facebook me, okay. Not going to lie, he got tanked off it. Yeah, okay. Because it's slightly higher percentage, you are going to get a little bit more of a kick out of it. So therefore, I'm going to go a little easy on it. Let's bust it out. You've no idea how difficult this is for me to keep this as a prop for 10 weeks. Like every time I stream, I think, this 10-week thing's stupid. Just open it. Drinks are meant to be enjoyed. But then I think it's a good process because there's so many varieties of Jack Daniels available and collector's Jacks out there that a 10-week turnaround will have this. This will last forever, this process. Well, not ever, but quite a long time. And it's fun to collect as well, you know? Like I'm not a collector. I don't collect anything in my life. Maybe I collect videos and old footage and stuff, but I don't collect any physical items. And so I've become a bit of a Jack Daniels collector. It's kind of rad. Now, all right, I've taken off most of that red wrapper there. I got myself a fresh glass. Let's enjoy. You want to hear some ASMR of this opening? It won't do anything. Let's just see anyway. What was I expecting? A fizz? There's no fizz in these. Here we go. Oh, it's got. Remember last time I tried to pour it? I smelt it. Yeah, there's no scent there at all. All right, there you go. It's beautiful Jack. I can smell that. All right, let's pour this in. You'll hear the little ASMR style. Well, let me just put this to the label side. Cheers to 30 streams, folks. Thanks for sticking around with me throughout ups and downs, ins and outs. There was a big casting of the net. We retracted the nets. That cast didn't go anywhere. I'm here on my own, doing my thing. I appreciate those that stuck around and that are here with me. Cheers. All right. Well, this is Jack Daniels. No doubt about that. It does taste slightly different to Old Number 7 regular. It certainly does. It's going to be a fun stream from here on in. I'm going to keep sipping from this, enjoying it while we read a bit of the chat. YouTube says sad face. Yeah, okay, in reference to the Creator Cast stuff. By the way, I won't address this now because there's no real point. Hey, by the way, let's get out of here. But there was, it's just stupid. Like maybe by the end of the stream I'll address it. But you know, there was some crap that went down again this week. It's just stupid. Get some ice. Nah, man, I love my whiskey straight up neat out of the bottle. I just feel like this is how they intend. Well, not all drinks, but this is certainly how this is meant to be drank. Just sipping neat. All right, it's tasty. It's very tasty. Mark the Traveller, hey, Beyond Beauty's talking to the chat. Stephen, cheers, man. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for being here the whole time, Stephen. You've been here from the very beginning. I really appreciate that. Throughout all the issues with the stream and the network, and I feel like I've got that resolved. And if you want to know what I'm doing, I'm running both my 4G connection and two 4G connections, but one from my cell phone, my handy, my mobile device, and one from a mobile broadband modem. And both of those are tied together in redundant mode using Speedify. And that seems to give me a stable connection. Touch wood. Let's get into the chit chat though, huh? So I put out the call for question and answers, and we did have, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I really wanted to do this, and I'm doing it now, but you won't see it for a minute. For those Jack Daniels fans that come in here specifically to see the opening of Old Number 7 Legacy Edition number 1, and you want to see what else I've done with Jack Daniels, I put in the chat the 2 times that I've opened up other bottles. The first one was the 1907, the only available in the Australian market. There's a link with a time-stamped link in a live chat that goes literally to the point where I'm wearing the same shirt opening that bottle. And then there's another link I've just put in where 10 weeks ago we opened up Tennessee Fire. Remember when Charlotte Rose was here and she was saying you should get onto Tennessee Fire? So, Charlotte Rose is in here. Hey, Charlotte Rose, I was just talking about you. So there's that second link for that one. And if that's the only reason you're here, those links are there for you. And every 10 streams I'll put up each previous Jack Daniels link so you can go directly to it. And that's how I'm going to roll with this. I was going to say that during the Jack's moment, but I completely forgot. It slipped my...
Money's too tight for steak.
Steak?
Hey, Stephen, thank you for the super chat. Dude, didn't ask a question, though. If you're going to super chat, please ask a question because it'll read it out to me as well. But I appreciate the super chat, man. That's really nice of you. You've been here and you've been donating. Thank you. All right, so we're going to get to these comments. First comment came in from Stokerbolder. Now, he's been very, very big in the Discord, pushing and pushing and pushing.
Money's too tight for steak.
Steak?
Oh, dude, another super chat from Stephen. 2 super chats with no question. Please ask a question. Please ask me a question. Super chat all you like, but if you've got something you want to ask, now's the time. That's the good time to do it. Stokerbotter says, when will you do a face reveal? Classic. I love that kind of humor, man. That's great. Probably never. I'm a little bit chicken. I want to be a nameless, faceless troll account forever. I'm never going to show my face, but thanks for the question, man. Then we had a question from Dad's Piranha, Pipes, Metal, and Detecting. Man, he's changed his username quite a few times. Maybe that might not be the best one to land on. Dad's Piranha, new sentence, Pipes and Metal Detecting Piranha. I don't know about that. I think that maybe you might have to think about your handle again there, dude. My question would be, would you ever do metal detecting? Very good question. I love watching metal detecting. There's a channel that I watch called Digging Australia. And I will...
Money's too tight for steak.
Steak?
Charlotte Rose put a super chat too with no question. Charlotte Rose, I guess... Thank you, first of all. Thank you for the super chat. I beg you to ask a question, though. I just put in the chat a channel that I watch called Digging Australia. Now, Digging Australia, their whole thing is metal detecting. Did I put that in the chat? I think I did. If I didn't, I'm putting it in again. And he's got a great thing going. You know what I'll do? I'll actually bring up his channel. Let's go to here. Let's go here, and you can see this is his channel, Digging Australia. So if you want to go and see some cool metal detecting from the shores of Australia, this guy's got a great channel to check out. I highly recommend going and having a look. Now, that being said, we're going to get back into our comments. The next comment we had was also from Dad's Piranha, Metal Detecting Pipes and Metal Detecting Piranha. It's very difficult to say, dude. It's in the wintertime, so another question. Do you see more sharks in the water there? I haven't seen a shark. I did see a shark when I was younger, not here, up further north. Actually, in one of the main beaches, like Cronulla Beach. Just on the other side of Cronulla, there's like a pretty famous national park. And we were snorkeling a place called Gibbon Beach with a J. Excuse me one sec. Hey, Faffy Day's in the house. G'day, man. How you going? Pete R for Metal Detection. Watch Nugget and Noggin. Good work. Digging Australia is a great channel. See, Tim's onto that as well. And yeah, we were snorkeling and we went around this little rocky cliff, and there was a grey nurse just sitting there. And a grey nurse is one of those sharks with the really nasty teeth. They're not typically an aggressive shark, but they look really, really, really mean. And it was just sitting there, just cruising around very, very slowly. I think it had babies with it as well, and it was just sort of sitting there, and we were like, get out. And we got out, and that was it. We never went back to that spot. But as far as right here goes, no sharks yet, touch wood. Back in the chat, Hamish Ferguson says, hi, g'day Hamish, how you going, man? Good to see you. Seen your brother already. Vocus Prospecting is also a great gold prospecting channel. And Charlotte Rose says, love how you drink whiskey in the mornings. I plan on doing this every 10 streams, cracking a great whiskey. This is really, really tasty. If you can still find it, if you're in Australia, you're gonna have a limited supply of this. So I'd be getting onto that pretty soon if you want to get this one. You'll probably find it at Dan Murphy's and some of the other bigger retailers. Next question came from A. Joe. Good to see you, A. Joe. First off, he's loving the hat, A, and he's referring to this toque, which is from Canada. The Happy Canadian gave this to me years ago, or not years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago? Some time ago. And I wear it now that it's winter. It's such a cool toque. Toque is the Canadian term for beanie, if you're wondering. That's why I call it a toque, because it's from Canada. I do enjoy it. Thanks, man. Second, my question. I am big on the environment, and I'm wondering, do you find a lot of plastic on that beach? Dude, I'm always finding crap on this beach. It's depressing. It saddens me. It frustrates me, and I constantly find it and have to go and put it in the trash myself. My message to anybody watching this that's coming to any holiday area, not just Culburra Beach, but any holiday area, don't be a dick. If you're going to come here and you're going to bring your drinks, I completely encourage that. Go and drink on the beach. It's the greatest place to drink. Go and drink on our bench down there. Have good times. Have cigarettes. Whatever you want to do. Just take your trash with you. There's nothing cool about dumping rubbish in the environment. You come here to see the cool thing. How can you litter it? So yeah, Joe, that gets me frustrated. Thanks for the question, man. Ibrahim Slacks, hey, when will you be surfing again? Good question. I'm going to go for a wave today. The surf is pretty cool. It's looking good. It's a nice right-hander coming in. Southerly winter swells. Awesome. I'm going to really enjoy it. It's going to be cold. And then a wave a day starts traditionally, the wave a day starts accurately on July 1st. That's winter, the first day of winter. Thanks for the question, man. Did we miss one here? My question is, when is your birthday? From Robert Muller. My birthday is the 29th of August, 1975. That makes me 43 years old. I saw a great white in Phillip Island and in Apollo Bay, says YouTube. Wow. Dude, that's nasty. And Beyond Beauty, back up in the chat, says, my children and I were swimming next to a man who caught a 4-foot shark. Woo, 4 foot's big enough to give you a nip. The next question came from Northrop MJ. Mindy, how you going? What's the plan with the whales this winter? What was your favourite music as a teen? What's your favourite dessert? Do you ever buy another pair of board shorts? Good question. Hang on a second. The whale plan. Whales migrate from the south to the north on the east coast of Australia up to warmer waters to give birth. Then they come back with their babies. And it starts, the migration north starts happening around about now, actually. And typically the first and second week in June is bang on. There's whales just fanging past here. So my plan is to go with Boris. You've seen Boris before. We're going to go down to Gosang's Tunnel, which is where the natural part of the land curves to the right. And the whales have to come past the coast in really deep water. It's really close by. And I'm probably going to sit there with a few jacks and watch the whales go by. I'm going to share it with you in a vlog, of course. My favourite music as a teen, my favourite music has always been guitar-based, kind of rock, grunge style, I suppose. Still is. I love my guitar-based music. My favourite dessert, I guess I like peppermint ice cream, but I'm not a huge... I love desserts, but I'm not a huge... I don't go looking for them, but if it's going to be ice cream, peppermint-flavoured ice cream... Did you ever buy another pair of board shorts? I didn't, actually. My plan is to, when it comes back warm, I want to try to find an endorser, a surfboard endorsement. Board short endorsement. Back in the chat, if you can carry it in full, you can take it out empty. Yeah, damn right, Peter. Litter or trash. We call it litter in Australia, but a lot of my audience will know it as trash. So I just try. I get really confused to what to say. Like, yeah, I just kind of say both. You know, my handy, my cell phone, my mobile. Take your litter, take your rubbish, take your trash. I just try to say it all to cover everything. Everybody should hit the thumbs up. Thanks, Charlotte Rose. I appreciate that. Digging down under the comic chef. Here's another great gold and relic prospecting channel. Aussie, of course. That sounds good. Thanks for the tip there, Tim. A question from Edie Murphy. Could you play a little music interlude on your guitar during your live stream? Good question. Just 1 second. I'll get the guitar and hang on. So my thing with guitar, first of all, I'm not very skilled at all, but I enjoy fumbling. Oh, you can't even see that, can you? I'm not a great musician. I've always loved music and I've always enjoyed listening to music, but I've never really been all that skilled at playing music. And so my skill level is pretty minimal, but I do enjoy recording and making music. And I'm trying to get a little higher up here. How can I do that? I might, I'll just have to deal with it. I'll go back a little. And so my thing with music is I've had bands with my cousin. We called our band Umnus. And then I've done solo stuff as myself, and I call myself That's And I'll be honest, I've been a little bit stagnant with it of late. Haven't really picked up the axe. The last time I picked it up was last night, just to sort of strum a few chords and to clean the dust off it, to be completely frank. But there is a progression that I'm working on right now, and I'll just strum the chords. I love that progression. When you came in here, it was clear to me that you didn't know what to do. So I'm going to work on that, these chords. Can you see those chords? Oh, my mic's been in the way the whole time, hasn't it? I just love that progression, and my plan is to work on that. But what I want to do for you in the dying moments of this live stream, I mentioned I've done recordings as solo artist. My latest recording, if you can call it my latest recording, is this one. It's called The Second Umming, and it's by myself, and that's my solo recordings under the moniker of That's And I want to play you one track from there. Now, just bear in mind, I'm not a musically minded man. I enjoy the joke of it. I enjoy the humor of it. And here is my iTunes. Let's bring up iTunes. And in iTunes, these are all the recordings that I've made as That's Now, a lot of them are just home style recordings, just meant for myself. Those ones that are above aren't me. But I have put out what I call records, and I make them and send them to my friends just for shits and giggles. And over the years, I've done 5 of them. And the most current one is The Second Umming, which is this guy here. So I want to play you just one track from that. It goes for 1:52, which we should have enough time for. Let's have a listen to My Story.
My story's the same as any guy left alone on the other side. My story gets just a little old, overtuned and oversold.
Go easy. I know I'm off tune. I know I'm out of key. That's me. Cheers.
And we've all been here more than once. We'll all be here yet again. Nothing changes, it's all the same. Back to the start, it's fucking lame.
You can YouTube it.
And I don't know what to do anymore. Just can't seem to get it right. Emotions. Well, I don't know.
Now, look, for the sake of sparing you all, I won't go any longer with that. But look, if you do want to find that, you can search it in iTunes. In iTunes, on the Apple iTunes Music, you'll see all my 5 releases. They're dated 2017, but that's just because that's when I put them up. But they go back to I think my first release was 2003 or something, when I first started doing this for friends. We're getting close to the end of the stream. In the chat, The Second Umming, that is hysterical. There's a story where that came from. Stolkabolta says, cheers. Edie Murphy, do it, Scotty. I've really enjoyed this stream. I want these to be longer. Each week they get longer by a minute, but it's not enough for me. This is too much fun. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the super chats. Enjoy your weekends. And
Oh, that's we're out of time.